Hey guys, Dylan here, and to continue with us looking at Chris Chan's pets, we are going to be looking at all of the cats that Chris Chan has owned over the years. This is actually updated, so we'll be covering all the cats that they know about. And we start this off with a quote from Chris. "I would like to state, I do not quote unquote tiddle my cat." Oh no, that's a good quote to start with. The only parts I touch on them are their backs and their heads, nothing more. Chris and his family have had at least 11 cats over the years. Chris regularly slips in their shit, and that actually happened in a video. It is not known whether the Chandlers actually own the cats, or if the cats were unfortunate enough to get lost within their piles of junk. It's usually the second one, and were therefore unable to find their way out to the outside world, which that's usually the case. Chris has been kidnapping cats for a while, and we see a photo of one of his cats, and it has a meme text on it, and it says, "Oh, ED, you lull me so much," and that's when Barb was still fat, so that was a while ago. Cats currently residing at 14 Branch Lane Court. Lucy is a cat named after Lucille Ball, the other star of I Love Lucy. It is not known when she became a part of the Chandlers, although it can be said for certain that she was a resident of 14 Branch Lane Court by December 25th, 2004, as she appeared in the Chandler's Family Christmas Part 1. Of all the cats that have resided in the Chandler household, Lucy is the one who has lived the longest. She is a fucking trooper. Chris once greeted Lucy during a voice chat with Sarah May before Barbara told him to get off before she goes off. A photo of Lucy was leaked in the great 2013 Facebook leak. I haven't heard of that. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Lucy survived the 2014 house fire along with Chris himself, Barb, and Clover and Snoopy. Chris posted a Facebook status on November 24th, 2015, revealing Polo, whom introduced as a new friend. Lucy made an appearance with Chris in Season's Greetings with a video on December 13th, 2015, where she sat in Chris's lap throughout the video, but got down the instant Chris asked her if she loved him, which is a good sign always. Lucy was mentioned in February 2019 as still being alive, making her over 15 years old, which is a decent age for a cat, as well as the Chandler's second longest lasting known pet, Patty, which Patty lasted a long time. Patty lived for a while. I will cover Patty soon. Sylvia, is that it? I know he named it after his fucking character. Sylvia. We have two more kittens that snuck in as well, but they are in hiding. So this is when Chris kidnapped all those kittens last year. Sylvia is one of the 3 stray kittens Chris took in October 2018. She made an appearance in Very Cool Birthday Present. Chris tried to scam people out of money by claiming that it would be used for medicine for them, which later turned out to have been in their possession all along. So what Chris did was he said that these cats are sick, which they were, and I need medicine for these cats. Give me money so I can buy the medicine. People raised up the money, but instead of giving it to Chris directly, they bought the medicine and shipped it to Chris. Chris was hoping to get the money because he already had the medicine, and he even confirmed this. I covered this back during Chris's pet cemetery video, so if you want to know more about that, find that video and watch it. Stray cats. Oh wait, I should show you these. These are the 3 stray kittens right here. Okay. Stray cats. Due to neglect on Sonichu headquarters yard, it has been heavily implied that a population of stray cats live there. It's almost confirmed because Chris keeps kidnapping their kittens. Taking advantage of the unkempt lawn, the many hiding spots, and plentiful food source, some of the most recent cats to join Chris were in fact found when they happened to wander into Chris's site, accidentally setting food inside. So what Chris would do is he would lure these cats, the ones that he'd like, and then he would say he found them. I don't believe that he's actually finding these cats. I don't believe they're following him. They're strays. Strays aren't very nice. So what I think he's doing is he's luring these cats into his house with food, and then because he's got them inside now, he's gonna keep them. But a lot of the time they're sick, and they might not even be fully off of their mother yet, and then they end up dying because Chris doesn't know how to take care of them. Let's take a look at this photo. One of the strays can be seen at the top. Okay, so apparently you can see one of the stray cats here. Yes, I can. It's a orange cat. Oh, two stray cats. I see two. So they got that wrong. There's two cats. So Barb is becoming a crazy cat lady. Cats adopted out. Lisa, one of the 3 stray kittens Chris took in during October 2018, was adopted out by a friend of his from the End Games. I don't know what the End Games is. After the captain arranged communication between them. The captain also revealed that Lisa actually was male and was renamed by his new owners as Tingles. Why Tingles? But okay, apparently Chris doesn't even know how to tell the gender of cats. So that's the cat when it's in its safe home, and it actually looks a bit healthier here. It's a pretty cute little cat. I'm not a big cat person. Deceased cats. Now this is where we get to the sad part. If you clicked on this video expecting laughs, just click off of it because all these cats are fucking dead. Deceased cat. Desi. Desi is a tabby named after Desi Arnaz, one of the 2 cats named after the stars of I Love Lucy, one of the Chandler family's favorite household TV shows. It is not known when he became part of the Chandlers, although it can be said for certain that he was a resident of 14 Branch Lane Court by December 25th, 2004, as he appears in the Chandler Family Christmas Part 1. Desi also makes an appearance in Chris's future message in a Facebook message sent on January 30th, 2008. Chris mentioned having 5 cats. Oh god. If it is correct to assume that Chris owned no more cats than 5 mentioned in this article, we can conclude Desi was still alive at the time. However, in an email sent to Blanca on the 19th of August, 2008, Chris mentioned having only 3 cats. Wow, that's quite a decline. In an email sent to Jackie on April 10th, 2010, Chris gave the name of his 3 remaining cats, with Desi not being one of them, so R.I.P. Desi. Based on this info, it can be inferred that Desi was no longer a part of the household since as early as August 2008. It is not known whether Desi died or just ran away or was given to someone that the Chandlers knew. Scamper. Scamper is the second of Chris's cats, originally confused with Desi. Scamper was a black and white coated cat in the Chandler Family Christmas 2004 Part 1, which was made on December the 25th, 2004. Chris mentioned having 2 cats, Desi and Lucy. This suggests that Scamper was not yet a part of the Chandler household at the time. Clues in CWCki indicate that he was most likely a pet of Chris by the time of Patty's death on the 27th of June 2006. Episode 12.5 features an alternate reality in which Patty does not die on June the 27th, 2006, which Chris' character in the comics goes to feed her. Why was that mentioned? Okay, he encounters Scamper along the way. Okay, that's why it was mentioned. I was like, why are we getting this information? It is not likely that this is a reflection of reality, meaning that Scamper was already in Chris's possession by the time that Patty died. It can be said that even greater certainty that Scampers was already living at 14 Branch Lane Court by the time of July 2006, as Chris started making CWCki on that month. Scamper briefly shows up during the infamous tour of Chris Chan's house, in which he pauses for a moment before going outside to talk to them before continuing on his way. Other than that, Scamper has appeared in comparatively few videos compared to Chris's other pet. Very good, he's keeping a low profile. Very little info about him exists, except that, like Desi, he was not house trained and shat everywhere. An email sent by Chris to Jackie confirms that Scamper was living at 14 Branch Lane Court on April 10th, 2010, along with Kitty and Lucy. Oh god, Kitty? Who the fuck is Kitty? He showed up in Tour of Chris's house too. The precise date in which the video was made is not known. Chris's narration in the video suggests that Bob was already dead on the time. I think you mean at the time, suggesting that the video was shot after Bob's passing on September 6, 2011, which I guess the anniversary of Bob's death just went by. Didn't even know that. Chris confirmed in February 2016 that Scamper was killed in the house fire in January 2014. Very sad that it had to burn up like that. According to Chris, the cleaners found the body of a cat behind the toilet, dead from smoke inhalation. That's tragic. The Chandlers buried Scamper in the backyard backyard and had a moment of silence, but Chris seemed very apathetic about one of his pets passing. Prior to this, it was unclear whether it was Scamper or Kitty who was killed in the fire. Okay, that's sad. So we got one cat died in the fire and one cat went missing. Skittles. Skittles is the fourth known cat of the Chandlers and was approximately 21 years old based on accounts from troll field agents. So that cat lived a long time. Skittles looked like a half-dead lynx on crack. I can't blame him. He's 21 years old. Very little is known about Skittles or his gender, but given the name, it can be assumed that it belonged to the Chandlers, as only someone batshit crazy or over the age of 50 would name a cat Skittles. I don't know, I might name a cat Skittles. Maybe that says a lot about me. Chris probably named it after his favorite candy, because Chris is fat. At least Skittles is a more dignifying name for the cat than to be named after a Sonichu character. Based on the CWCki emails, it was presumed to be dead in action by 2011, so poor Skittles died of old age. Skittles Chandler, note the fangs sticking out of his mouth. It's probably doing that because he's so fucking old. He's a really old cat. I am shocked it lived that long. And now here's Kitty. Oh no, I feel so bad. We still got so many cats. Why are there so many fucking cats? Chris, what the fuck? We're not even partway through this article. Kitty. Cat number 5. Kitty seems to be the cat that no one really seemed to care about, evidenced by the fact that she was simply named Kitty. In the Chandler Family Christmas 2004 Part 1, which was made on December 25th, 2004, Chris mentions having 2 cats, Desi and Lucy. This suggests that Kitty was not yet part of the Chandler household at the time. According to Chris, Kitty was a good friend of Patty, the Chandler dog. Since Patty died on the 27th of June 2006, this would mean that Kitty was already a pet of Chris for some time prior to that date. In an email sent by Chris to CWCki, it confirms that Kitty was still living at his house in April 10, 2010, along with Lucy and Scampers. Kitty made an appearance in Chris's tour of his house and starred in the Captain's Log video for December 20th, 2009, where it was revealed that this cat can be added to the long list of things that hates Chris. Chris believes that this is normal for cats to hiss and bite and scratch people who pick them up, which no, that means it hates you, which suggests that his other cats behave this way as well. I'm not shocked. They probably all hate Chris. With Chris's confirmation that it was Scamper who died in the house fire, Kitty's status is unknown, probably ran away or died, or was given away by the Chandlers, unlikely given her aggressive behavior, or when she left the Chandler household. All that is certain is that she is no longer in the Chandler's possession by January 2014. So after the house fire, she just fucking disappeared and they didn't find her body, so she's just gone. And I'll show you a picture of Kitty. I'm never reading an article this long again. I fucking hate it. Polo. Polo was introduced to the Chandler household on November 24th, 2015. Polo is Spanish for chicken, although it is also a short name for Apollo. Chris pronounces it as Polo, which is not the correct way. Probably an attempt to sound British, although Polo is pronounced the same way in England as it is in the rest of the English-speaking world. Also unintentionally referring to the British mints of the same name. His existence was revealed to the world by Chris via Facebook status, which also confirmed as of November 24, 2015, Lucy is still alive as well. Polo was referred to in the status of Lucy's new friend. In the season's greeting video uploaded December 13, 2015, Chris states that Polo is an outside cat. Polo makes his first appearance on the video in Lesbian Sleepover Party announcement. Of course Chris had a video called that. He seemed to be in good health and shows affection for Chris, which is a rare thing, nuzzling him a few times. Polo made his second appearance in Chris's specimen sample, oh no, still showing affection toward Chris. Viewers have noted that the particularly large and loud collar he wears, loud, does it have a bell on it? And the fact that Chris attempts to get him to look at the camera. He was featured in Happy Cat Polo Kiss Kiss just after midnight on May the 20th, 2018, Chris tweeted that Polo was dying, posting a photo of him wrapped up in a blanket, saying that he was having difficulties breathing. As Chris was broke, he made a plea for eBay sales money in order to afford a trip to the vet if Polo survived. Sadly, Polo passed away by early morning. He had been over 15 years old, an old age for a cat at the time of his passing, and was buried next to Patty. So he died of natural causes. I'll give him that. Polo died of natural causes. He was an old cat. I'll give you a look at Polo. This is probably the one cat that actually loved Chris. Very tragic. Sorbet. You guys will remember Sorbet. Sorbet is one that is pretty recent. Sorbet. Chris announced on Facebook on September 19th, 2016, and we're almost at an anniversary to that too, that he had a new cat which was named Sorbet because of the cat's orange color reminding him of orange sorbet, a frozen fruit juice dessert similar to sherbet. Sorbet was part of a litter of 4 stray cats whom the Chandlers had been feeding for several months prior to September 2016. So they've kidnapped so many stray cats. And I keep saying kidnapped because they take these kittens when they're little. They're still on their mother, and then you just take them. 2 of the cats went elsewhere or died, though Sorbet and his sister, whom Chris called Orange Cream, very original name because of her orange and white colors, remained. It is currently unknown whether or not Chris has taken in both of the cats. Half of Sorbet's left rear paw is missing. What the fuck happened? Appearing to have been cut off. What? Why? How? How did that happen? Chris found an inexpensive vet to treat the wound and allowed Sorbet to walk a little better. Did he get hurt outside? How could you let this happen to him? Chris kept him in his bedroom with Lucy there to try to keep him company. Chris has stated that donations have been receiving from fans helped to keep him to better afford Sorbet's operation. God, I hope you didn't hurt that cat, Chris. I really hope that was something that happened to him outside. I'll give you a little pic of Sorbet before we finish this post about him. This is what Sorbet looked like. Like Polo, Sorbet seems to be consistently more friendly towards Chris and seems to be quite happy with being held. Unlike Polo, Chris actually pronounces the name correctly, Sorbet, which is actually a shock for Chris. Sorbet makes a brief cameo in Eid Eid, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm not even gonna try to say that right. Where the camera angle towards him at the end of the video shows that he is being held by Chris as he kicks the Transformer toy. Oh, okay, so that's the video where he has a Transformers toy and he says this is Donald Trump, and then he beats the crap out of it. And that toy was one of the ones that he bought with money that people donated to him in a fit of tarred rage over Donald Trump winning the presidential election. Sorbet wandered off and was hit by a car on May 19th, 2017. So he fucking died. And what happened to him? He didn't die? That didn't kill him? He still lived after being hit by a fucking car? And then he became like Two-Face? Oh god. Poor cat. Sorbet in a photo taken a few months after the accident. How the fuck did he live? Sorbet was found today by a neighbor. He had not returned home last night. Thank God I put my number on his tag. A neighbor found him looking hurt, hiding in a gutter under the driveway. It took effort and water spray from the house. Wait, what? It took effort and a water spray from the hose. We got him out. He suffered some head trauma, even pupil dilation. That's terrible. Bruises and dings and some bleeding. The doctor said it looked like he was hit by a car. He's staying at the vet over the weekend for examination and bathing. Say a prayer for Sorbet in his quick recovery. We love him. Feeling sad. That's fucking tragic. It got hit by a car and then it lived to be with you even further? What? Uneven pupil dilation is a classic sign of traumatic brain injury, so it is speculated that Sorbet may not live for too long afterwards. Fortunately, however, Chris did later confirm that Sorbet was returning home and recovered from his injuries after a short stay with the vet. He should have just stayed at the vet permanently, having been cleaned up and confirmed to still have his sight and hearing. the sight out of the one eye he can see out of. However, Chris later released a video on the 29th of May where Sorbet is shown to have breathing difficulties. I remember that video. It's really sad. Chris posted a photo of his cat Lucy for International Cat Day on August 8th, 2017. Among Chris's followers, the lack of photos of Sorbet raised suspicions of the cat's passing. To counter this claim, Chris shared a photo of Sorbet. He appears again in videos of Chris watching the solar eclipse, because of course he recorded himself doing that, at the end of August, but his condition appears to have deteriorated. His eye is very dilated and glossy, and his breathing is painfully loud and strained. Poor cat. They should have just put him down. Despite his injuries and potential illness, he attempts to show affection towards Chris. That's just so fucking sad. I'm actually sad over this one. But his attempts at meowing come out as strange snorts and gurgles, indicating that he may have fluid in his lungs. Whether this is a complication of the accident or an undiagnosed illness yet known. On May 17, 2018, Sorbet was declared missing as confirmed by Chris. He probably wandered off to die. Just 3 days after Sorbet's disappearance, Polo died of natural causes. So Sorbet disappears and then Polo dies, leading for 2 losses for the Chandler household within a single week. 3 months later, Chris confirmed with Kiwi Farms user that Sorbet officially died. Like Patty Chandler, Sorbet's soul is cursed to roam in Quickville for all of eternity. So it probably died and he just didn't tell people. And now here's the 2 that people really cared about and wanted me to make a video about, but I can't make another video talking about Chris taking in a stray cat when he does it every fucking year. Patches. Patches was the 8th of the Chandler cats and one of the 3 stray kittens Chris took in during October 2018. He was one of the first to come out and socialize on October 30th, 2018. Upon discovery, he was taken to the vet for a checkup and be medicated for conjunctivitis of the left eye. Very coincidental. Of all the cats, Patches had the shortest time as Chris's pet. A week later, on November 6th, Patches passed away apparently from complications from pneumonia after Chris had taken him to the vet multiple times. So the cat died of pneumonia. It was sick and it died. This is a photo of Patches. And now we're on to the final cat. Posey was yet again another stray kitten that Chris adopted on August 11, 2019. She wandered inside while Barb was giving Clover and Snoopy a bath. However, she died after 2 weeks, making her just a little bit longer than Patches, with the cause of death claimed by Chris to have been as an unspecified illness, probably pneumonia too. The exact date of Posey's death is unknown, as Chris only mentioned it in a reply to a fan inquiring about the kitten. And he replied as Magichan, because right now he's Magichan. It's fucking stupid, but Magichan Chris says, "We had done our best for Posey. We gave her tons of love, bathed her, feed her. You probably didn't take her to the vet. Then she was really sick and died. I cried a lot for her, so did Barbara. You shouldn't own cats, Chris." So that's all the information you need to know about the Chandler cats. I made the video. I didn't want to make this video. It's really sad. It's going to take a lot of editing to get this to even sound decent, because I kept fucking it up so many times. I don't like animal neglect, and I don't like that Chris did this to his animals, and hopefully this will be the last time you guys ask me to cover something like this. Thank you guys for watching, and bye. Before the credits roll, I thought I'd take a second to talk to you guys about my Patreon. If you want to help keep the channel going and prevent it from going under when YouTube decides to randomly demonetize my videos, or when a nutcase like GamerGuy decides to strike my channel making me lose money off of my streams, you can go back my Patreon. Benefits include being a producer, which means you get all the credits at the end of the videos. You can recommend quickie articles, which means that articles you want covered are more likely to happen sooner. You can request me to review a comic book of your choice, or you can even come on to be a guest reader for the fanfiction series. My Patreon is linked in the description below, and it's also in the About section on my YouTube. Hope to see you guys there.